Welcome back to Women's Strength and Bodybuilding, where we highlight beautiful and talented women who compete. My name is Mark, and let's go over the results of women's physique at the 2023 Chicago Pro that just wrapped up on Saturday. Let's do the top 5 again, and as always, please like the video, leave me a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of my uploads. So I don't know what it is, but these ladies looked a bit small from what we're used to, especially in comparison to the women we saw at the London Murray Pro, the New York Pro, and the Pittsburgh Pro. And granted, the Queen won 2 out of those 3, but I'd say those 3 shows are good indicators of how the Olympia is gonna go. Now, I hope you won't click off my video. In fact, I hope you'll watch it till the very end, because that really helps me out. But here's a spoiler alert. The top 5 are all lacking size, fullness in the muscle, and conditioning. And I have a few theories as to why, which we'll get into in a minute. The women still looked really pretty, but the winner of this show really needs to focus on getting some size packed on her frame to contend with the top Olympians, or even the likes of Emily Schubert, or even our girl Brooke Walker. Gone are the days of the smaller, longer, and leaner muscles like Sarah Villegas, circa 2021. And in fact, Sarah might need to add some size to her frame to keep up with the Queen. So now that we have that out of the way, here are the top 5. Danielle LaMartina came in first, and like I said, she needs to add more size and shape to do well at the Olympia. Look at her as she's transitioning in this pose. Her legs look defined, and like she might have some potential, but overall, she's skinny in comparison to a lot of other physique contenders. Her glutes had some good size and separation, but look at her back double bicep pose right here. She looks a little bit smooth in the shoulders, and overall, the size is lacking with the top women at other recent shows. The flare down her back and lats into the waist looks pretty on point, and if she developed it a little bit more, she'd have a really nice shape. If you notice a running theme here, it's conditioning. Her lat spread pose was definitely one of her best poses. She kept the lower body tight, and it looks like she grew more size on the spot. Good thickness and vascularity in the lats. She needs to tighten up her midsection and the side tricep and bicep poses. I just realized that's a lot of critiques. I'm not trying to take anything away from these ladies, or from Danielle specifically. I just want them to succeed at the Olympia. However, I do like it when I'm really impressed, more often than I feel the need to critique. And I think Danielle can get there by the time the Olympia rolls around. In second place was Nadia Vandal. She has that longer, leaner look like Sarah Villegas does, but she looked a little bit smoothed out here. I can't tell if it's the lighting or the pictures, but her legs are kind of lacking that hard and grainy look. Her back development still looked really good, but the glutes and hamstrings were kind of smoothed out here as well. She needs more overall size and development and control in her midsection. So side note, I don't want to be too critical. I mean, physique was originally supposed to be in between figure and bodybuilding, and you see how Natalia looked even just a handful of years ago. Back then, she too was on point with what the ladies in this show have been able to achieve. It just so happened she really elevated her game, and as a result, the entire division since last year's Olympia. If you watched my Olympia recap, I said she could have easily competed in bodybuilding. She was so full and tight, and it really changed the trajectory of the entire division. Everyone loves Natalia. She's just about everyone's favorite. Last December, she really pushed the envelope and brought something entirely brand new. I can't imagine how frustrating and disheartening it would be to want to compete in bodybuilding, but not want to go all out and sacrifice everything to be the biggest and the best. Then along comes a division that's supposed to be smaller and more achievable, only to have the top people looking more like full-on bodybuilders, rather than something in between the divisions. But this is how it goes in bodybuilding, and it happened to me when I competed in physique. I saw what the guys who were winning first place looked like, and I knew I personally couldn't get there in a way that my body and health would agree with. It was a tough call, but after a couple shows, I decided I wasn't on that level. Since then, the guys in physique have only gotten bigger and bigger. And keep in mind, physique started out more like a beach body competition, and the appeal was that a look like that might be attainable naturally. Those days are gone though, and with the exception of bikini, every year the conditioning across all divisions at these shows gets more and more crazy. I just hope this isn't a deterrent for future athletes looking to compete, and I hope they're able to do it in a way that promotes their health and longevity. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox now. So we went over the top 2. So we'll just briefly touch on the final 3 in the top 5. I'm not going to critique anything, because I've pretty much said enough already. Instead, I'll point out a few things that each competitor did well. Marie Berouskova took 3rd. Her suit and her 10 were really well done. I liked that she had good size and fullness in the arms, specifically the biceps, triceps, and the deltoids. I also really like the old school pose she does with flexing the arm while in the abs pose. More bigger women need to try this. Justyna Rudnicka took 4th. She had a good suit as well, and her hair and makeup were well done. She had a good basic structure. There just needed to be more size. Natalie Juron took 5th. And I don't know, man. I might have put her in front of Justyna. She had my favorite suit out of this top 5, and a much better tan. She had nice fullness in the lat spread, and kept her midsection tight when moving from pose to pose. I wasn't there though, so maybe it was different in person. If you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. Please like the video, leave a comment about who your favorite in this lineup was, and subscribe for more great women's strength and bodybuilding content.